The Gullah-Geechee Angel Network has been around for 20 years. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down one-on-one with Elder Carlie Towne to discuss the organization's future. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and download my free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Elder Carlie Towne.
Yes.
Welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you for having me, Quintin.
You're very
I love being here.
I appreciate it greatly. And obviously, I want to begin Black History Month with you because obviously you are a trailblazer in the Charleston community and beyond. I want to go to your Facebook biography because you wrote this. You are the founder and director of the Gullah-Geechee Angel Network. Obviously, you worked at Opus Dance Theater and Community Service. You're the former Minister of Information of the Gullah-Geechee Nation. You're a former owner of Carlie Towne Productions. Obviously, you produce Gullah and Geechee products, including T-shirts, flags, books, DVDs, presentations, all of that. And of course, you were a former sales associate at AT&T. We talked about years ago.
Yes.
Who else is Carlie Towne in 2020?
Well, in 2020, it's all about making it happen. You know, my mom made her transition this year in December. And I just feel that, you know, we have a short time here in a way. So we got to do everything we can to make things happen. So this year, it's all about collaboration. And it's all about making things visible so people can see who we are and producing products, working with young people, and taking care of the elders because they are a treasure to us. They have a lot of information and we can't let all that history die.
As a matter of fact, you just talked about this yesterday on your Facebook page. You said this quote, "We honor Black History Month."
Yes.
How do you honor Black History Month and make things visible for people to see our history?
Well, number one, you honor it with, we do a lot of presentations in the Gullah-Geechee Nation. And so we are doing a lot of events. You know, I work closely with Queen Quet, chiefess of the Gullah-Geechee Nation, and she's having a lot of events in February. And one of them is going to be at it's a February 28th, and it's the Gullah-Geechee Black Gold Bikers thing. And so those are the kind of things that we do, make it visible, bring people in and let them collaborate, let them, you know, enjoy themselves. And then, of course, you know, we're going to have other things too. We're going to have a Gullah-Geechee Family Day. And see, we just don't stay in Charleston. A lot of time people think we just stay in Charleston, right? But we move on out. So Queen Quest's going to be in Georgetown also.
My favorite place, love Georgetown.
Yeah, at the Gullah Museum.
Right.
And that's going to be February 29th.
Right.
So those are some of the things. And with me, I love to serve. So I try to do things, intimate stuff, you know, at my house or either at, you know, some space that people allow me to have.
And Front Street is amazing.
Yes.
You talk about your house. Obviously, we've talked a lot during Quintin's Close-Ups about the Unitarian house site.
Yes.
Where are we with that in 2020?
Well, 2020, we are building. We've already gotten our permits.
Wow. And
we're working with a local contractor. I don't want to call his name right now, but we're in the process of starting to renovate because it's a 1945 house. It's on Union Heights.
Yes. And
it's going to be used as a hub of information for Gullah-Geechee. You know, for people to come and say, oh, where is the Gullah-Geechee people? We can say, well, the Gullah-Geechee people are everywhere. They go from Cape Fear, North Carolina, all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, and 30 to 35 miles inland. Because a lot of time people don't get that information when they're just, you know, tourists just walking around. But we need to have a space where people can come and we can sit down and show our hospitality. So that's where Unitarian House is now. We'll probably start renovating. We're supposed to start in February. The end date is supposed to be December 2020 doing Kwanzaa.
Right.
And that's going to be a Ujama project because it's collective. A lot of people are working with us. And the young contractor that I have, he is gathering up the resources so that we can get it done. So that's where we at with Unitarian. But in the meantime now, I take them all over. You know, if I have to use my house to say, okay, this is what we're going to do for 2020 for Gullah-Geechee, I will do that. And I'm also in the city right now for a little while.
Right.
So I'm kind of, you know, gathering up information on how we can have a stronger presence in the city of Charleston.
How much presence will the Unitarian House have in North Charleston?
I think it's going to have a lot because it's in a space where we don't have a lot of Gullah-Geechee going on. We have the Gullah-Geechee people, but as far as education, as far as what we call edutainment, we don't have a lot of that going on in North Charleston. So it will be a great presence there.
You talk about that edutainment. How do you define that in 2020 when it comes to the Gullah-Geechee Nation?
Okay, edutainment means that we just don't come out there and dance and sing.
Okay.
Everything we do has an intention. So when we do edutainment, that means that we actually educate you. If I'm singing a song, the song going to have something about Gullah-Geechee.
Okay.
If I'm doing a poem like Unitarian, wonder about what secret be, rich with the Gullah-Geechee, that is what edutainment is. It's just not, we singing a song and just throwing anything around. It's purposeful. It's purposeful. Everything we do is full of purpose.
What is the purpose of the Gullah-Geechee Nation?
Well, the purpose is we're serving that purpose. I'm glad you asked that question.
Okay.
We've been doing it for 20 years. And before that, we were doing stuff individually, but we got together and collaborated with the Wisdom Circle of Elders, with Queen Quet, chiefess of the Gullah-Geechee Nation. And so the purpose is to take it all over the world and let people know who we are. I think we could be a model for the world, because we've been holding on. We have the highest retention of African tradition in America. So people can come and say, well, how did they do that with all the things, challenges we had? Because we got strong will and self-determination.
What challenges do you have in 2020?
Well, the challenges in 2020 is always resources. We have resources. The people is our greatest resources, but we can actually use some, money.
Sure.
So, a lot of times it's that, but we don't let that stop us. We create our own stuff so that we can have products, so that we can use the money from the products to actually build what we need to build. And that's what we've been doing with the Gullah-Geechee Nation for years.
What are you trying to build now besides the Unitarian House?
Well, we're still trying to empower people because from my experience, being Gullah-Geechee and knowing that I'm Gullah-Geechee gives me a sense of self. The Gullah-Geechee Nation gives me a sense of place. Charleston. It makes me, when I go traveling around and I tell people I'm Gullah-Geechee, I'm the Gullah-Geechee Nation, I'm from Charleston, they be like, oh my God, it's beautiful. I mean, it's just that wonderful feeling, so it empowers people. It really does. And not only that, now people are engaging.
Sure. You
find more young people are saying, I'm Gullah-Geechee. And I am so proud of that. That's what we worked for 20 years. We still got some more, things to do, but at least we have accomplished. And I must give Queen Quet. She has been to 50 states talking about Gullah-Geechee and doing edutainment, So that's what we've been doing.
You have been empowering people for many decades. How do you empower yourself?
Well, I empower myself first I give honor to God.
Sure.
Yes. My mom, my ancestors, I always knew there was a greater power, around me, within me. We raised up in the church.
Sure.
But just knowing that my mom, she would send me to help her friends. And I was a little upset after I was like 5 years old. I'm going to help her friends, clean the floor, take some food over there.
Sure.
So all of those things helped me to become who I am. And so now as I have gotten older, been in the workforce for like 35, 40 years, I find myself more empowered when I tell people about Gullah-Geechee. I mean, I got a passion for it. And I think I call it blood memory. It's in my DNA.
Sure.
I can't help myself.
Sure.
So I empower myself by doing things like this, by, writing the stories about our people, about singing about our people, about traveling, all around and letting people know we are here and we ain't going nowhere.
What story would you write about someone who is prominent and current right now in the Gullah-Geechee Nation in your mind?
What story would I write? I would write the story about this person that has come and changed the dynamics of people thinking about Gullah-Geechee. And this person would just come and let people know that you have everything you need within you. But you just have to believe it. You have to have faith. You have to believe things into existence. You just can't just say, oh, yeah, but yeah, you got to put some work to it, too. So we've been working in the Gullah-Geechee Nation to make sure that these things are manifesting. And so you can't accomplish if you don't do the work. We gotta believe it, but we gotta have faith, but we also gotta do the work.
Do the work.
Yeah.
You talk obviously about the Gullah-Geechee Nation being formed, I believe, 20 years ago to right now.
Yeah.
What is the biggest difference when it comes to the power?
When it comes to the power
that you all have?
Well, I think the power is in the people. It's not an individual thing. It's about the whole. It's communal. And that's the way Gullah-Geechee people used to be. But we still had to go back and fetch it. Call it Sankofa. So we went back and fetched those old traditions. We consider ourselves traditional keepers.
Okay.
Because not everybody thinks the way we do, but at least they see some of the results why we think the way we do. Somebody got to do it. Not everybody was chosen to do it. But I believe that if you go ahead and do something and it's good and decent and order, that people see it and they say, wow, she off the hike. And that's what they did. They went to Switzerland, to the United Nations with Queen Quat. They went, where? So those things are things that make people say, wow.
What are those old traditions that you're using right now in 2020?
Well, one of the things is that we've always said, put a handle on my name. Mm. So I respect my elders.
Sure.
I respect my elders. And, I respect the fact that you have to be who you say you are. My mama always said, say what you mean and mean what you say. So I learned to say, okay, if I can't do something, I'm not going to say it. So that's some of the things that I was taught. My mom, Modesty Martin, she was a trailblazer, and I'm an extension of that.
Sure.
I used to say, well, Mom, you don't want to go to Africa? She said, no. I said, why? Well, I am, you go ahead. But she was here for 92 years to empower her children to do what she probably wanted to do. But she made those sacrifices so that we could do it. So all of my sisters and brothers are doing what they love to do. We all in edutainment. My sister Savannah, my sister Thomasina, right. My brother Akbar, my brother Thomas, all of us are into some type of educational, facet of life. Not everybody understand how, to do what I do. And I don't understand how to do what they do. But we all come together and we make it happen.
What do you understand now that you didn't understand before?
That so a man thinketh in his heart, sure. So he is.
Yeah.
I learned that. I believe that because I believe whatever you put here is what you're going to get back. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back. So try your best because we're human, but try your best to do the right things. Try your best to be decent and order. Try your best to put a handle on people's name when they need a handle. Stuff like that. So.
You talked earlier about results. What results are you proud of now when it comes to the Gullah-Geechee Nation?
Well, I'm proud of the fact that I think I said it earlier that more people are becoming engaged and more people are inspired to be who they are because that's what God put us here, to be who we are and not to hide, not to be let people ostracize you and tell you who you are. So I think that's the biggest accomplishment. We have traveled all over. I believe we've done, we all have books. Queen Quet has 2 children's books that just came out. And we have, people are doing movies and stuff like that now. So I think that, and environmentally, we have worked, Queen and I and others have worked to make sure that our shores are safe, that we are taking care of the environment, because there's a lot of things that has happened in the environment that is creating a lot of issues. So we actually, matter of fact, Queen Quet is having a conference May 7th, Coastal Culture Conference, May 7th in St. Helena's Island.
Right.
So those are the kinds of things that I think we've done. I think, and you can tell what we've done. I'm here. And you asking me about Gullah-Geechee, so.
Let me turn it back to you. What issues are concerning the coast right now, the shores, when it comes to the Gullah-Geechee Nation?
Well, of course, tide, the high tide, king tides.
Right.
We have those issues. We in Charleston, we can look and see what that is, the rising tide, and so we have to, and I'm quite sure the city is working on it, and I'm really glad to know what they're doing, for that. So those are some of the things. There's a lot of other things that right now I'm just kind of like, ooh, okay. But there's a lot of other things. We have done things like gone to oyster beds, right, and made sure we pack them up so that, that would help with the different things that's happening with the water.
Sure.
And those are some of the things. We have like I said, the Coastal Conference is a collaboration of scientists, sure, and local people. And they, they call us little citizen scientists.
Right.
So I am a citizen scientist, and sometimes we have kits that people give us to test the water. Right. So it's a lot. I mean, it's so much things. Quintin, in 20 years, I think we done packed 100 years in 20 years, because I really have to give honor to, Queen Quet for the work that she's done, and the Wisdom Circle of Elders, because we all have to work together for the good of all. Sure. And then, not only just us, there's a lot of people now
that are Smalls.
Doing, yes, Lisa Smalls, a lot of people are doing work. And I'm glad you said Lisa, because Lisa is a person that has been working with us for 20 years, but she's like behind the camera.
Yeah.
She always wants, I want to be behind the camera, but she's the most dedicated.
She is.
Committed,
right,
woman I've ever met. I've worked with her for 20 years. Yeah. She's been my co-director of the plays.
Right.
She inspires me sometimes when I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy, I don't know if we can do this today. And she's like, yeah, we can do that.
Wow.
So Hadith,
yes,
he's one of the representatives. Just so many people. I don't want to start naming names. You can't name everybody. But anyway, Dr. O.
Right.
Yeah, he's doing a great job too. And I, had him in right. Chef Weeby.
Oh,
we call it Chef Weeby.
Right.
And we were trying, we have done some dinners. I call them small plates. Viola tastings, yes, so that people can come and taste those foods that are not cooked, plant-based.
Okay.
And I've had some people that came and they really enjoyed. And in that coming together of eating and tasting this plant-based food, we collaborated about what we need to do next for 2020. That was last year, and that was collaboration that we did for this year. So with collaboration in mind, I want to tell you that I am doing a collaboration with Brother Nazar, okay? He has it's the ARS Museum.
Oh, yeah.
And that's at 249 St. Philip Street. And he's doing a collaboration with the Gullah-Geechee Angel
right.
Network
right.
to honor Halim Abdul Kareem.
Mm.
And he is my deceased husband,
wow.
who was a master. He was a genius. He made things like this. He did walking sticks for people all over.
Right.
He did earrings for women. We had 3 stores, and he would, carve walking sticks. So Brother Nazar came to me in the community. They came and asked that could they do something for him to honor him. So we're going to have an exhibit, and the exhibit is May 17th, and it's going to be through the 22nd, and I will be there
yes.
That week at this 249 St. Philip Street to help with the exhibit and to be there to greet people that
sure.
are coming to Charleston.
It's 2 blocks away from here.
Oh, really? Yeah,
yes.
I really haven't been there yet. I have to go.
Yes.
And so Brother Nazar, he's known as the father of the anti-slavery collection. And he does, I've been knowing Nazar for 20 years or more.
Wow.
And he's been always doing things that people like, wow, are you doing that? So I'm excited about this exhibit. This exhibit is going to be visual, but we're going to have some mixed media also. And we'll also have some things you can engage in, like Halim made a lot of musical instruments.
Okay.
So we'll have musical instruments. This is going to be family. Anybody can come. I want the children to come.
Okay.
Because Halim was not from Charleston. He was from Greenville. Mm. But when he came to Charleston, he was going to be going to Jamaica, he said. And then he got here. He said, no, this Jamaica, this Africa. So he didn't leave. So he stayed here and he worked with the Gullah-Geechee Nation. Actually, he was the minister of adornment.
Okay.
But so he would make all the jewelry for everybody. And he's named himself Gullah Beanie because he was so happy to be here. He was so proud to see our people holding on because as you move out, going like to Greenville, people assimilate more.
Okay.
But here we are blessed because we still hold upon the land. We still hold upon the language,
How do the people, the Gullah-Geechee Nation, hold on when there's gentrification, education issues?
You're going to have challenges in the nation, right? We in America, you will have challenges, but it's how you deal with those challenges. Some people, deal with it one way. We choose to deal with it by educating people.
Okay.
And like I said, edutaining them also.
Okay.
And by, finding alternatives. Sometimes every child may not be able to fit into the school system. You might have to homeschool. That's the way I see it. My son, I homeschooled him.
Right.
And he is now working in Atlanta. He's been working there 10 years. He graduated from track and field. He worked for Tyler Perry. He worked for Lee Daniels. Yeah. So you have to find what fit you sometimes. Not everybody can afford to homeschool. So in the meantime, if you're not homeschooled, get that community together so that we can work with these children. That's why we're going to have a Unitarian house. Because their children need to come and find out about this culture. They need to find out about the environment. They need to find all the things that they need to know to grow. You see? So, I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Sure.
Yeah.
And obviously, you talked about plant-based foods recently. What is the conversation about that in the Gullah-Geechee Nation when it comes to nutrition?
Well, everybody has not been introduced to it, but we were really plant-based all our lives. It's just that we were using some meats and things because that was for necessity. But when you know better, you do better. Okay? So I'm in this position where I am getting older. So I want my life to continue to be quality.
Sure.
And so I have to change. You can't keep doing the same thing and getting the same results. So you got to change. I don't believe everybody is going to go plant-based, but we need to start looking more at our food system, at our nutrition, because we got high blood pressure and diabetes. We got to cut back on some of those things. I'm not going to tell people what they should do, but I know what works for me. And it's been working, honey. And I know it's been working.
Well, let me get back to you. I know you posted this on your Facebook page just recently. This was very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to hold on with me when I say this. But you posted this. You said this quote: "A mother's prayer is that her children will love each other long after she's gone." Your mother's gone, unfortunately.
Yes.
What is your prayer to your mom? What prayer are you using when it comes to loving each other here in this community and in this nation?
What prayers am I using?
Yes, ma'am.
The prayers is that we can all come together as human beings and to understand when I look at you, I see myself, and stop thinking that because you this short or you this high, tall, or you this light or you this dark, that we different. We all the same people. It's just that we have different cultures. So I believe that love is one of the greatest things that we can have. And if we can love each other unconditionally, there's a lot of things that we can get accomplished as a nation. But when we look at each other and we dehumanize each other, then we find an opportunity to say, I don't like him because she's so-and-so. But we have to pray. It's an individual thing. It ain't about all these people. It's about you and how you internalize love and how you see yourself and your people and the world. So we have to start looking within more within ourselves and start putting it out there like somebody doing this and somebody doing that. No, it's you. You need to be responsible for you when it comes down to your spirituality.
Let me reread that. A mother's prayer is that her children will love each other long after she's gone. What is your prayer to your mother now?
Well, My prayer to my mom is that I will continue to do the things that she taught me. And those things are exactly what you just said: love, peace, joy, commitment, compassion. And sometimes we don't like to throw it in there, but prosperity too, and abundance. So those are my prayers to her, that I will continue to do those things that she taught me.
Let me get back over to the Gullah-Geechee Nation. You obviously has been around for the past 20 years. In the next 20 years, how do you hope the nation in America will honor the Gullah-Geechee Nation, particularly during Black History Month?
Well, I think that it should be honored. It's already being honored. We have a cultural heritage law, 2006,
Right.
that Bush signed. So it's already being, recognized. But I would love to see us coming together and helping these young people move forward in a very positive way to continue to build our nations, build our nations. So that's what I'm looking, and I said build, not only build just build with physical things,
Sure.
but build with love and peace and joy. Peace is the most important part of it, because we can use a lot more peace. So I would pray that we still here, number one.
Sure.
And we taking care of the land, and we taking care of the young people as well as the elders.
You talk about the land. Obviously, there are big issues right now with affordable housing.
Yeah.
And as I've just mentioned, gentrification and education. How would the Gullah-Geechee Nation deal with that in the next 5 to 10 years, in your mind?
Well, I think one of the things, that's what happens. We separate ourselves. We just need, our culture is important to us because it is something to motivate.
Okay.
But I believe that we have to continue to do what we're doing, but I don't think it's just us. It takes the whole nation, everybody. America is a melting pot. We all got to come together. We all got to do this. It can't just do what we do. We just got to do. Everybody got to get there and say, okay, this is what's good for the country. So that's kind of like what I'm feeling, that we have to come together and make sure that we all work together. That's the way things are created, when people collaborate. You don't see these stars running around by themselves. You don't see these preachers running by themselves. They have people around that can help them. So we need to take that model and continue that model. I mean, people who have right thinking, who have right intentions,
How soon do you hope these people will come together on issues like affordable housing and gentrification?
Well, I think they are coming together as we speak, but of course, there's always opportunities to continue that. I encourage young people to go ahead and buy some land now. They're not making no more. Doesn't have to be a $300,000 house. Go buy some land in North Charleston. That you find some of these abandoned houses. Go back there and fix it up.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Georgetown.
Yes. Go fix those houses up, because even if you don't have the money to fix it up right away, well, my mom had been living in her house for 92 years. And brick by brick, she fixed that sucker up. Excuse the expression. She fixed it up, brick by brick. She didn't have, we buy a rug, then we go get somebody who in the community who know how to paint, we paint.
Sure.
So you have to take what you got, cash your bucket where you at.
Elder Carlie Towne, thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome back to the award-winning Quintin's Close-Ups.
Yes, and I want you, I got a gift for you.
Okay.
Yes. And so I don't want you to ever think who you are, because I want you to know that this shirt say,
I love it. Gullah BB. I don't really like it. Oh,
yes. And this shirt is the shirt that we will have at the exhibit.
Oh, good.
And so you don't have to, when people say, who you are?
Gullah BB. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it greatly.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I love this.
Thank you.
Yeah.